Moorish fire doctors, how patients are treated for rheumatism in Fez. Rheumatic persons are constantly being advised by their friends to try sure cures, and if the sufferers are of an experimental disposition, they at least gain from their affliction an interesting occupation for the rest of their lives. From each failure hope rises at the mention of a new cure. But what American has tried the Moorish cure? And I'm going to say this today, as nationality is the order of the day. What American has tried the Moorish cure, which is nationality? In Fez, there are fire doctors who sit in the more frequented streets waiting for rheumatic patients. Each doctor has a little furnace, a pair of bellows, and a number of curiously shaped iron rods before him. When not operating, he solemnly and incessantly reads a book of one sentence: "There is no Allah but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet." When a patient appears, the doctor lays down his book, blows up his fire with his bellows, and sticks into the coals several of the rods, which are about 2 feet long and have queer knobs and hooks on their heated ends. While waiting for those to get hot, he constantly repeats his one sentence. When all is ready, the patient pays his fee, lies down on his face, and draws his clothing up on his back. "In the name of Allah," says the fire doctor, and passes a red-hot rod with great deliberation over various parts of the back. It makes a sizzling noise, and a smell of burnt flesh fills the air. Meantime, a crowd of men have collected to witness the operation. They incessantly pass their fingers through their beards and praise Allah and Muhammad. Frequently, the patient after one operation lies still for a while, perhaps waiting for another twinge of the disease. If it comes, he perceives that he is not quite cured and demands another installment of the treatment, for which he pays another fee. Poor real. The latest development in the Sharon case is an affidavit by an old Moorish fortune teller named Isabella Clarke, who swears that she gave Sharon a charm to wear during his last campaign. The sorceress gave the senator a horseshoe covered with red silk, from the center of which hung some weeds. The receiver was to wear the mascot hung to his neck. For the charm, the affidavit stated Senator Sharon gave 5 notes and promised to send her 100 more. Instead of the additional amount, Miss Clarke only received a few days later a pound cake from the Palace Hotel. The appeal editor knows this old hen well. About 8 or 9 years ago, she was in Virginia City in the sorcery business. She went into a trance and told Senator Fair where he would find a missing witness in a mining case, and sure enough, he found the witness and paid the old woman 500 notes. One day, we interviewed her upon the possibilities of the future, at the same time trying to secure a half-column advertisement on a 20% commission for the Evening Chronicle. She looked at some Alleghenies cards and remarked that the deuce and the knave came together, which meant that a big lot of money was to be won at cards. She asked us to bet all we had on the deuce and jack, and we would break all the banks in town before night. Thinking how much good we could do for the cause of the domestic missions, and straddling the blind asylums as a promoter and founder of the same, we determined to invest according to the directions of the dusky Sybil. She wanted us to promise to give her half we won, and we finally agreed to her thieving percentage, although it seemed like a frightful extortion. We coppered the jack and played the deuce open, getting whipped sawed on the first turn for 40 notes. She told us not to expect too much luck at first, and we hit the layout with a couple more 20 notes pieces, which rolled into the dealer's drawer like chickens going to roost in the gloaming. When we parted with 94 notes and could borrow no more, we reported the fatal circumstance to our superior officer and the proprietor of the Evening Organ, determined to collect for the advertisement in advance. Our subsequent article denouncing soothsayers and sorcerers was extensively copied by the rural press. We extend our fraternal sympathies to Senator Sharon. We also have been there. Moorish Proverbs. The camel cannot see its hump, but plainly sees the one on its neighbors. He who depends on his neighbors will go to bed hungry. A wise enemy is better than a stupid friend. Cross the rushing stream, but beware of the quiet, noiseless one. In this world, there are three things not to be trusted: luck, which we was talking about the cards, women, and horses. Mounting a horse, loosing the hunting dogs, and hearing carings rattle drives dull care away. Moorish Proverbs. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Holy Friday, honors to all Moors, Muslim sons, divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world.